Hello everybody, it's Randy, Kilo November 4, Yankee Bravo Alpha. I guess for #1 video in 2025, I'll start off with audio mixer, Ham Shack audio mixers. What do they do? How do they work? I'll show you here. Thanks for joining. I've been using audio mixers for some time now. Very pleased with it. I'm really excited, and I'll have more time to get on my radios here another month or so. But what I wanted to do in the meantime, before I was ready, before I retired, is get it set up the way I wanted it. So I've had a lot of time to experiment with it. But it really does make the Ham Shack pop. As far as sound is great. You got full control over the sound. You can adjust equalizer for each one of the audio components. The great thing about it, you're using the same set of speakers. Whereas if I was using each radio, then each radio's got its own speaker, with the exception of the Flex. It'll be coming through the computer audio. But the ICOMs and the Yazoos and all those it has their own speaker built into it. But anyways, it takes all that sound and it focuses in that you have it coming from the same place, no matter which component you've selected. And you got your microphone selected and you're using it across all the platforms. In this demo, I will demo it with my Flex 64. I'll fire it up. I have my ICOM and 991A. I don't have anything hooked up to the antenna plug, but I do have it there. And of course the desktop computer and my television, because that's part of all the integration here in my Ham Shack. So this is a block diagram of my system's configuration. The blue is anything audio coming in. Red is, of course, microphone. Of course, my radios I feed off into each one of these ports in the mixer. My converter for the TV is a fiber converter over the audio, so I get plugged in. My Flex radio audio coming in. Of course, my laptop and my desktop. And of course, microphones, they primarily use the boom microphone. But also we have the headsets that I use occasionally when the grandkids over here make a noise in the background. But it all feeds back out going to the computers, and then it feeds going to this network switch. I run all my audio for the radio through shielded cabling, LAN cabling, and this box is shielded to select which PTT, which radio I actually want to transmit from. And I'll cover that demo as well. Now, one of the things that I learned, you can build all kinds of stuff out there, but I found that these ground loop isolators are outstanding. They'll fix a lot of problems you have. They don't compromise on the audio quality. They're relatively cheap. I'll have a link in the description below. Of course, I get them from Amazon, but I buy one. I've got one hooked up to each audio output. Each one of them go through a ground loop just to make sure I don't get any ground loop noise. And it just clears it up, and I have not had one problem. So one thing to look at is that ground loop isolator. I think it's very important. Buy several. Buy enough for all your radios. Buy a spare. Another thing, I just got away from the computer. Even though my computer has its own audio sound cards, I found it's best to go with the USB external plug. Of course, it'll be in the description too, and it works really, really well. Never had a problem with it, so highly recommend purchasing that. Now, the mixer itself is kind of blowing up a little bit here, but essentially what I have the boom microphone. I control this with this control. If I'm using a headset microphone, 991A, the 9700, my television, my Flex, my desktop computer, and my laptop. And I just reach up and control the sound coming out of my speakers from each one of these. One thing to keep in mind, if you look at, there's different connectors with mixers. You know, you got your XLR connectors, and I use those solely for the inputs from the microphones. Don't use them anywhere else. Then of course I use balanced inputs, and that's one thing I like about this mixer. It has a lot of line ends on it, so it accommodated everything I had. I really like to have a bigger mixer, but I just don't have room on my desk for it. But anyways, that's what I like about this. But one thing to understand, you know, the cabling coming from the radio, coming back, you need to understand that and how that works. Well, here we go. Right now we're listening to the Flex radio. Now what I like about the mixer, I have an equalizer for each audio input. I can adjust it to whatever I want it to set.
Oh gosh, yeah. My darling, 65.
So you got complete control of the Flex using this mixer and this one control. Of course the TV, ICOM radio, nobody talking on it. I mean, hit key up the repeater. And then, of course, I got the 991A. Don't have an antenna hooked up to it, but I can control it the same way. So it's easy to use. If you got the real estate in your desk for it, it works. I highly recommend it. The clarity, you can't beat it. No radio speaker's going to put out the clarity that this mixer will put out for you. Anyways, that's what the mixer looks like. Okay, so now I'm going to just demonstrate the transmit function hooked up to the mixer. Of course, I use this network switch here to select which radio. I'm currently got Flex radio set to transmit. Let me go off frequency here a second. Make sure nobody's there. We'll try that. I got it set at 1 watt. So anyways, to transmit, just hit the keyer here and test 1, 2, 3. Kilo November 4 Yankee Bravo Alpha, just a test. And that's all going through the Flex. Now if I want to go to the 991A, let me turn the Flex down. I got the ICOM up here. Excuse me, I hit that ICOM. And let's see if I can key off this repeater. That's all you do. So this network switch is connected. All the mic outputs are connected through here. Then this is connected through the keyer. The PTT is controlled there, and it's quite simple to use. Just got to remember. A lot of times I forget which one I'm on. I'm trying to transmit on Flex and I'm not, and I don't have the 9700 up, and it takes me a second to figure out what I did wrong. But anyways, it works well. Controls all the radios for me as far as PTT, and I'm very pleased with it. So that's kind of way my audio mixer's hooked up in my ham shack, and hope you find this beneficial. You can always email if you have any questions, admin@KB4YBA.com. Anyways, 73s, have a great day. Signing off.